DPP was not properly taken care of. The DPP eventually found out that there was even no prima facie case against him. This was after about 3 months in horrible detention with horrible maltreatments by men of the SARS. The second man, a farmer, very big farm, spanning 6.287 hectares of land. He spent also about 3 months in detention, and eventually the DPP found out that there was no prima facie case against him. But while in detention, fire gutted his farm and he lost his family business.
Barrister Yayi spoke further on the matter.
The panel has asked us to go back, and they have also decided to summon the police officers that are involved, and they will give them summons and they will appear before the panel on Friday. And then also, if we have some other evidence that we want to avail the panel of, we will do so.
The 23-man judicial panel of inquiry set up to look into allegations of brutality and extortion by some operatives of the disbanded Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, now sits daily to hear petitions against the police units. Still in Edo State, the State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, headed by Justice Yunusa Musa, on Monday adjourned till Tuesday, December 15th, to rule on whether to strike out the petition by the All Progressives Congress APC and its candidate, Pastor Sage Izeyamu, challenging the victory of Governor Godwin Obaseki and the People's Democratic Party PDP. The tribunal also asked the councils to the parties to file their processes for the determination of the issues latest 4 p.m. on Monday for pre-hearing slated for 16th of December 2020. One of the counsels to the first respondent, INEC, Barrister Razak Isenalume, summed up the procedures this way.
3 matters were adjourned for continuation of pre-hearing, but there is one of particular interest, that is in respect of petition number 1. There was an application to strike out the name of APC and Izeyamu because they are not necessary parties. They didn't win the election, so they cannot be respondents. So if they intend to file petition, they should have filed. But the court didn't get the ruling ready, and the court attention was drawn to it. And after examining the issue, they have adjourned ruling on that tomorrow. Then for the other ones, the pre-hearing was taken, it was adjourned to file issues for determination. By on the 16th, they will now deliver pre-hearing report. That set up the matter for hearing.
The petitions include the ones filed by the Action Democratic Party, ADP, and its governorship candidate, Emmanuel Iboy, against INEC, PDP, Governor Godwin Obaseki, as well as the APC and its candidate, Osaze Izeyamu, and the petition of the Allied People's Movement against INEC, PDP, Governor Obaseki, and his deputy, Philip Shuaibu. The remaining 2 petitions are that of Agol Ebun Tracy against INEC, PDP, and Governor Obaseki, and the petition of the Action People's Party against Governor Obaseki, PDP, and INEC. Workers of Edo City Transport Service, ECTS, have protested over the delay in the payment of their November salaries by the management of the service. The workers, who also complained of injustice despite their commitments to the job, accused the managing director, Eduyi Agbolao, of high-handedness as well as undermining their welfare. Numbering over 150, they bore placards with different inscriptions like, "Pay us our salaries," "We want to see the governor," "Eduyi must go," among others.
Elephants, but we eat like ants. They are owing us November salary. That's the only one they are owing us for now. We need proper infrastructure. We need government interference. That's just what we are asking for. Are we asking for too much?
The problem, you know, they pay us salary. We they suffer for hand. Money we government they pay call, you know they pay us. If they remove money for our salary, then November salary we take they do Christmas over 10 years ago. Any slice thing, step down. You go see your salary for 3 months, 5 months. You no go get salary. I'm Osage Omoruji at the Abuja station. Since 2013, this woman set me down. Today, no sack, nothing, no salary. Now there.
I received queries that I didn't come out on time. That even when I had to send a passenger to help me bring food, my own food, I was given a query for it. At the end of the day, you will lose the belly. Just for the company to start, at the end of the day, they will not pay you. It's painful. We are married to me. We have children. For person to enter that big bus, as small sum, they drive this long bus, no payment.
Reacting to the allegations, the managing director, Edui Agbolao, told KUFM that ECTS workers have never been owed salaries except for last month, which was caused by challenges encountered in the accounting shared section and has now been resolved.
That's not correct. They were paid today, for example. They were supposed to have been paid last. I've been on leave since November 4th. I just resumed today. According to the officer that was acting and the chief accountant, they had some issues last week. That's why they were not able to pay them. So this morning, they have already made arrangements. All the checks have been signed down for the payment. We didn't pay because of the protest, but it was going to be paid today. So October salary has been paid. So without working by the state government, usually we pay our salary. But because we're shut down, we have to do a memo to the governor. The governor graciously approved. And they were paid from April to September. You can confirm that from any of them.
She alleged that the protest was a diversionary tactics by some workers who were facing disciplinary actions and cashed into the challenges of 2 weeks salary delay to instigate others against the management.
The protest was not about salary. In August, I found out that the transport manager, the chief security officer, some of the interstate drivers that we are at the protest today were involved in running a parallel transport company within the company. They are using our services, being Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, to load their personal vehicles. When I got to know, I gave them query. From their own reply, they confirmed that it was correct. It was reported to me. So we have to place them on indefinite suspension to allow the company, the steering committee, carry out a normal process of determining whatever punishment will be meted out to them. They are trying to use all manner of pressure to make management stop that process. So this protest was just an instigation by the same group because their senior driver is involved, their assistant senior driver is involved. So they just mobilize these people to say because they are not being paid today, they should protest.
Still in Edo State, announced the educational sector where the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Ambrose Ali University, AAU, Ekpoma chapter, has denied rumors suggesting that the Edo State-owned varsity has been reopened for academic activities. A statement jointly signed by Dr. Monde Igwafe and Dr. Anthony Azevioji Koka, Chairman and Secretary of ASU, AAU chapter, said the institution was still devoid of academic activities as a result of the ongoing strike action. The statement advised students and parents to disregard the rumor, saying the nationwide strike approved by the national body of ASU in March this year has been suspended to necessitate the reopening of the university. It said the university's chapter of ASU is in total compliance with the ongoing strike meant to revitalize public universities, including AAU Ekpoma. The West African Examination Council, WAEC, has approved severe sanctions against candidates, supervisors and schools involved in examination malpractice. A statement from the acting head of public affairs at the WAEC office in Yaba, Temenus Ojijogu, noted that the approval was made at the 70th meeting of the Nigerian Examination Committee of the Council held from Thursday to Saturday last week in Lagos. In the course of considering the various reported cases of malpractice and after diligent deliberations, the committee approved appropriate sanctions in all established cases of malpractice as prescribed by the rules and regulations governing the conduct of WAEC examinations. It approved that the entire results of candidates involved in proven cases, which attracted cancellation of entire results, be cancelled, as well as subject results of those involved in proven cases, which also attracted cancellation of subject. According to the council, some candidates will suffer other sanctions such as barring them from sitting the WAEC examination for a certain number of years, and some schools will be de-recognized for a specified number of years or have their recognition completely withdrawn. It added that supervisors found wanting in the discharge of their examination duties will be formally reported to their employers and blacklisted, while some invigilators will be reported to the appropriate authorities for disciplinary action. Coming up in a moment, Ondo Assembly lifts suspension on 4 suspended lawmaker. Details in a moment.
At split seconds, there is a lot happening around us, but we can't be everywhere all the time. We've got work, families, and chores to cater to, and most importantly, time to rest. And that's why having reliable partner like KUFM News is important. Sleeping? We don't. We work round the clock, bringing you stories as they break from Nigeria and across the world. We would stop at nothing to keep you informed, because KUFM News is all about you and stories that affect you. Politics, business, human interests, sports, entertainment, just name it. We've got you covered. KUFM News. Timely, precise, spot on.
Welcome back. It's still News Dawn. And now to the southwest in Ondo State, where the State House of Assembly has lifted the suspension order placed on 4 members of the House. The lawmakers are the former Deputy Speaker, Iroju Ogundeji, Favour Tomomewo Adewale Williams, and Akinridibo Leonard. They were suspended in the wake of the failed impeachment of the State Deputy Governor, Agboola Ajayi, for alleged unruly behavior during plenary. An Ondo State High Court sitting in Akure had earlier quashed the suspension placed on the 4 lawmakers. The Akure Division of the Court of Appeal had upheld the judgment of the State High Court, declaring the suspension of the 4 lawmakers as illegal. But the leadership of the Assembly refused to allow them access to the Assembly complex, despite the judgment of the 2 courts. And now in Kebbi, where the Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted 73 locally manufactured guns and 891 cartridges at Yauri Zamere Waterside in Kebbi. The Customs Public Relations Officer, Joseph Atta, announced this in a statement on Monday in Abuja. Atta explained that officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, Federal Operation Unit Zone B, who were on patrol along the waterside, had seized a truck loaded with locally produced rice sacks, and upon careful examination, the sacks were found to have contained weapons. The PRO said 3 persons were arrested and detained, while a preliminary investigation is ongoing. Atta quoted the controller of the Federal Operation Unit Zone B, Hamisu Al-Bashir, as saying the feat was a signal to all those who might be planning to bring any harmful items into the country through the zone. He appealed to the general public, especially border dwellers, to provide credible information for effective border security. Coming up in a moment on our business news, Nigeria suspends issuance of free trade zones licenses. Charles Oprum has more on our business desk this morning.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 600 billion, and the last kobo. Oh yes, we follow the money. It's all about the business and the business of business. The gains and the losses. The bulls and bears. The rise and falls. The risk and the satisfaction of seeing the last kobo rise to millions. On KUFM's Business News, the simple and complex jargons of business just make sense. Get the trending news on the money market, forecasts, investment opportunities, policy changes, and other breakout information on the ever-busy world of business. KU Business News, Monday to Friday on our news dawn, 6:30 to 7 a.m.
The Nigerian government has suspended the issuance of licenses for the operation of the Free Trade Zones, or FTZ, in the country. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Adeni Adebayo, announced the decision on Monday at the inauguration of the panel set up for the evaluation of the performance of FTZs. He stated that all applications for FTZ licenses would henceforth not be processed pending the completion of the panel's assignment. Adebayo noted that the key objective of the panel, led by him, was to provide a set of recommendations to improve the government's strategy on FTZs based on a thorough evaluation of their current operations. He noted that the panel would work through the context of the terms of references provided to deliver a clear and detailed report within 8 weeks of inauguration. Adebayo said FTZs have not performed to expectations in terms of impacting positively on the industrial development of the country, as witnessed in developed countries. It disclosed that Nigeria presently has 33 licensed FTZ operators in the country, but only 12 were operational due to poor implementation. Nigeria stock market stopped its southward movement on Monday thanks to investors who, after previous sessions of market dip, saw bargain opportunities in equities like Airtel Africa PLC, Dangote Cement PLC, Guinness Nigeria PLC, and Lafarge Africa PLC. Stock investors gained about 309 billion naira at the close of the remote trading session, which had 4,154 deals. Equity traders exchanged 280,094,710 units of shares valued at 3.7 billion naira. The Nigeria Stock Exchange All Share Index rose by 1.73% from 34,250.74 points to 34,843.44 points, while the value of listed stocks on the bourse went up from 17.902 trillion to 18.211 trillion naira. Airtel Africa rallied most after its share price moved up by 64 naira or 10% from 640 naira to 704 naira. Dangote Cement followed after moving up by 5 naira or 2.73% from 183 naira to 188 naira. Guinness rose by 65 kobo or 3.82% from 17 naira to 17 naira 65 kobo, while Lafarge Africa share price increased from 20 naira 55 kobo to 21 naira, adding 45 kobo or 2.19%. And that's it on business. About the sports, where Anthony Joshua against Tyson Fury is being planned for May after fresh talks. More to come in our sports bulletin this morning. Anthony Joshua retained his WBA, IBF and WBO heavyweight belt with a 9th round knockout of Kubrat Pulev on Saturday, which kept him on course for an undisputed title fight against WBC champion Tyson Fury next year. Promoter Eddie Hearn has already held positive negotiations with Fury's US promoter Bob Arum as they attempt to finalize a 2-fight deal, with the rematch to take place in November or December. Fury is currently undergoing a mediation process with Deontay Wilder following a dispute about a third WBC title fight, while Joshua must fulfill a mandatory defense of his WBO belt against Usyk. Hearn will appeal to the WBO to allow Joshua versus Fury first, while he is hopeful that the Wilder situation will be resolved. And finally, in sports, Paris Saint-Germain say an initial assessment of key forward Neymar's ankle injury has been reassuring. The Brazilian international was carried off on a stretcher during Sunday's defeat by Lyon, with PSG saying on Monday he had sprained his left ankle. The French club added Neymar will be further examined in the next 48 hours. The 28-year-old was seen screaming in agony and clutching his ankle after a poor challenge from Lyon midfielder Thiago Mendes, who was sent off. Neymar will be hoping the damage is not too serious and does not rule him out of the Champions League last 16 tie against his former club Barcelona. The two sides will meet at the end of February after being drawn together on Monday in an eye-catching tie. And that's it on sports. I'm Charles Oberon. Back to you, Orlando, for the rest of the news.
Thank you so much, Charles, and that's the news. But before we go, let's take a quick recap of the headlines. Edo State government launches Edo Tech Park project. Victim of SARS brutality seeks 10 million naira damages. And finally, on news done this morning, WAEC to bar students, the register schools to curb examination malpractice. Please do remember that the continued unity of Nigeria is a collective responsibility. Be sure to play your part. Do not forget you can listen to us anywhere in the world, either by visiting our website at www.kufm.net or download our mobile app from the Google Play Store. And you can also listen to us on radioguardian.com. We're also live on YouTube at KUFM Nigeria. KUFM's News Done was produced by Blessing Asekome. I am God's Love. Orlando saying thanks for listening and good morning.
Even though we know to me, even you never, even though you want to, I'm begging no bother. They go undo you, even though you didn't know. Now you know. Drug abuse battle, even though you don't do me, even do my body, even though you don't buy me, you don't buy somebody, even though you never, even though you want to, I'm begging no bother, they go wound you, even though you didn't know, now you know, drug abuse battle, don't do them lie, don't do them no lie, don't do my heart, hello sing I'm louder, even though you know be a drug addict, they are part to make I next for no carry them, even though you